rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
It's the final month for the regular season, and the London Lions find themselves looking down at the rest of the Super League. The Lions are on a 12-game winning streak and closing in on the championship title. On Tuesday night, they fought back from an 11-point deficit to win at the Bristol Flyers. And this evening, they're at the Mattioli Arena to take on title rivals Leicester Riders. With 3 more losses than London, it's now or never if the Riders want to stay in the race. Hello everyone, welcome to what promises to be a big game in the race to the Super League Championship. Live and exclusive on DAZN. My name's Niall Gray. I'm delighted to be joined by former Leicester Rider and Plymouth Raider Ant Rowe. Welcome. What a game we have in store tonight.
We have indeed, Niall, and if you want to challenge for the championship, then you've got to beat the best, and the London Lions certainly are the best so far this year. 21 wins, only 4 losses, and they're on a red hot streak. The Riders will have to be a near perfect game here to beat this top spot.
Right, so plenty of action taking place in the Super League this week. Of course, London Lions came back for 11 points down, as you said, to beat Bristol Flyers on Tuesday. Of course, the Sharks losing at home to Caledonia on Wednesday. That's a big game in the race. Tonight, as well as our game, we've got Manchester Basketball taking on Bristol Flyers and Newcastle Eagles taking on Surrey 89ers. And then the action doesn't stop there. 3 more games on Sunday as the Sharks entertain Bristol Flyers, Gladiators take on Leicester Riders, and Cheshire Phoenix host the Surrey 89ers. Action-packed week in Super League. So let's take a look now at the standings. As you can see, London Lions top of the table, 21-4. Leicester Riders in third, 16-7 record. Those 3 losses more than the Lions, because they've got some work to do. This is a big game for them. And first versus third. Exciting, isn't it?
This is a top of the table clash we want, and interestingly as well for the Leicester Riders, they've got an opportunity here to snap that second spot which the Sheffield Sharks currently occupy, but you've got to feel this is a must-win here for the Leicester Riders.
So let's get the thoughts of the coaches, starting first with London Lions coach Peter Bozic. Peter, 12 games unbeaten in the Super League. What's been the keys to this 12-game unbeaten run? What's been the success behind it?
I feel it's one huge effort and dedication from players. They want more and more, and they show that on practices, and we were able to translate that to the game.
The Riders are a title rival. They're 3 losses behind you. What's the keys to beating them tonight?
I mean, we're expecting an extremely tough game. I think the fans will enjoy it. We definitely need to make them uncomfortable on their court, which is going to be extremely tough.
And Obi Stoko's been out. Is there any chance of him playing tonight, or is he still out?
No, he's out. Yeah, he is out. And
who are the key players that you need to stop tonight on the Riders if you want to win this game?
It's a team. It's the whole team. I don't want to point out anybody, because they're one of the advantages of this team. They really love to play together. They share the ball. It's like, you know, a very good flow in offense. So, you know, multiple effort in the defense on our side.
Better. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, Ant, what did you take away from that interview with Peter?
I think Peter Bozic is a coach who appreciates what Leicester Riders can do. He mentioned the collectivity and the togetherness on the offense. It's not stopping one guy, it's a collection. So he knows that his team are going to have to put in a team defensive performance here to win this game.
Of course, some of the key players for them this evening. So, of course, Aaron Wright, Player of the Month for March. What an impact he's had. Well, I'd say ever since he's come into Britain to play, isn't he? He's been that kind of player. He's
been a superstar since he's been in top flight basketball in the UK, and he's carrying on that form here today. Leads his team in scoring. He's often that star player as well they look to go to in late game situations. 15 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. He's the type of player that can change a game on its head.
Because it's not just him, because another player to look out for is Alan Hadzi-Begovic. What can he bring to the game tonight?
Well, I've been really impressed by him. You know, he's a 7-footer, but he's not your traditional big where everything's back to the basket. He's athletic, he's mobile, he's active on the glass as well, so he does a good job of creating second chance opportunities for his team. But you can just tell, the more and more he plays in the UK, he's growing in confidence. He's a player that's getting better every game.
So 2 of the players to look out for. Of course, we also spoke to Riders coach Rob Paternoster to get his thoughts. Rob, you're 3 defeats behind the London Lions in the table, but head-to-head isn't decided. How important a game is this for you tonight in the title race?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they've won 12 in a row. We don't see them dropping too many games. So I think, if we wanted to, get up there at the top of the table, we're going to have to, beat them. We'd have to beat them tonight and probably the next time we play them as well. So obviously we know it's important. All games are important at this end of the season. But, when you play a team that's won 12 in a row, it's going to be a difficult challenge.
And if you want to win this game tonight, what areas do you need to excel?
We got to rebound the ball. We got to keep them out of transition. I think they're, really good at getting out in transition. And then we got to take care of the paint. They've done such a good job, their organization, of continuing to add players throughout the season. And they're like a machine right now. So, we got to disrupt in some way. But, when you look at their team, they're a team that really gets to that paint and really scores at the basket. We got to do a good job of stopping them from that.
Okay, Rob, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
So the thoughts of Rob Paternoster there. And what did you take away from Rob's interview?
Well, 3 clear messages there from Coach Paternoster. His team's got to rebound the ball. They've got to keep London out of the paint, and they've got to limit that transition. This is a very long and athletic London Lions team. They score the most points in the paint. They're the best rebounders in the league, so you can see why Coach Paternoster is identifying those areas. If the Riders can compete in those 3 categories, they're going to give themselves a good opportunity to win this ball game.
Before we move on to the players, how big a game is this for him?
Huge. It's you look at it, they're the ones chasing the London Lions, so they've got less margin for error. So a must win here for this Leicester Riders if they want to keep the hopes of this championship alive.
On our screens we have Zach Jackson. How key can he be tonight for the Riders?
He's been key all season. He's been consistent all season. 17.5 points per game. He's coming off a red hot 23-point, 13 rebound game against Caledonia. But he has been that Mr. efficient throughout the whole season. He's a leader. He leads from the front. He will need to have a big night here in order to score points in this London Lions defense.
And one other player to look out for, Charles Thompson. Just what can he bring to the game? We've seen what he's capable this season. Can he, obviously, got a big battle with Hazibegovic tonight?
Wow, he's having such a powerful rookie season. He's playing like a veteran. He's been that walking double-double at times. He's the unique type of player that can impact the game on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. He's going for a little bit of an offensive drought at the moment, but it's games like these that can really propel your confidence. He's got a big ass today against Alan Hazibegovic. He's a 7-footer athletic. Charles Thompson's got his work at home from here today.
Because that's one battle we're going to enjoy watching this evening. It's third versus first in the championship. So we have a look at the rosters for this evening's game. And we start with the London Lions. Of course, no Ovi Soko, and for the Lions, how much of a miss is that for them?
I think it's big for them. Ovi Soko's got experience in top-flight British basketball, but Ovi Soko plays well against the Leicester Riders. Remember, for the majority of his career, Leicester Riders have been the top team that you need to beat. So that's a big miss for them. But look, they're not short on bodies. They've got experience there. They've got a strong bench, and that starting 5 is championship caliber.
Yeah, starting 5, Jane Dallaire, Aaron Wright, Alan Hadzibegovic, Michael Brisker, and Tyler Peterson starting for the visiting London Lions. So let's now take a look at the hometown Leicester Riders. They're starting Riley Abercrombie, Zach Jackson, Charles Thompson, Jalen Hunter and Spencer Johnson. What do you make of that starting 5, man?
Very strong starting 5, arguably the best starting 5 in the league. Where they've tinkered sometimes this year or tapered is that off the bench. Can they get that off the bench production? You've got a very high confidence Duke Shelton at the moment. Connor Washington, the veteran. Ethan Wright had 21 points in this fixture earlier this year. So if the bench can contribute for the Riders here, that will put them in good stead.
I say Duke did have a big game at the Gladiators the other week, didn't he? I think he had double-double, didn't he? 17 points, 10 rebounds.
MVP performance, so his confidence is high, and they'll need him to be able to contribute here today.
So we are just seconds away from the start of this Super League Basketball Championship game between the hometown Leicester Riders and the London Lions. It is a huge game, Friday night basketball live, exclusive on DAZN from the Mattioli Arena. So starting 5, so take to the floor. Wait. Tip off. I don't know about you, I'm really looking forward to this one. It just, I don't know, I feel like there's something special happening.
It's got that feel in the air, you're right. You know, you've got that, it's that sort of that knockout stage sort of feeling, playoff basketball sort of feeling. But these are two top teams, giants, and they're going to look to give each other their best today. It's this is the stage you'd want as a fan, as a commentator. This is what we want to see.
And we're just waiting for Hadzibegovic to do up his laces. I think his laces are longer than he is tall. Now the happy so Hadzibegovic and Thompson to go up for the tip. It's the Riders, it's the Lions, and it's the visitors who get the ball first. Dallaire with the ball, gives it up. Brisker. Hadzibegovic drives, spins. Tries to get work going against Thompson. Thompson wins the battle off that miss.
Wow, they go in low straight away, and you can see the size advantage there of Hadzibegovic. Good, 3 or 4 inches there on Thompson, but good resistance there from Thompson down low.
Thompson has it. Got the mismatch. He's called for travelling, so ball goes back to the Lions.
Yeah, just a shuffle up the feet there. You can see that Charles Thompson wanted to swing that basketball. There wasn't very many options there, so early turnover there for the Riders.
Oh, drive baseline. Shot goes up, no good. Oh, lovely work, but then the rejection from Thompson. Thompson down the lane, off the glass and in. Riders on the board first.
Wow, just like that, quick defensive stop there as Charles Thompson again, impacting the game on the defensive end of the floor, and in a matter of moments, the Riders on the other end of the floor lane it in.
Dallaire gets it, gives up to Brisker, back to Dallaire. Too strong, and the Riders come away with the ball. Hunter kicks in the corner, shot goes up. No, Brisker with the ball.
A quick shot there from Spencer. He was well contested as well.
Whistle is called. Drive, too strong off the glass, goes out of bounds. They're going to say remains with the Lions.
And that's the activity there of Hadzibegovic. He doesn't get the offensive rebound, but him being active on the glass has prevented Leicester Riders to be able to secure that defensive rebound. And London Lions going to get another shot at the basket here with 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Peterson gets it in. Big game on Tuesday at the Flyers as Brisker puts it up. Off the ring. Take Hunter the other way. Goes past Peterson. He's got Dallaire on him. It's foul. Shot doesn't go. Himself a trip to the line. Just feels like both teams sort of feeling each other out in the early going.
Yeah, been a slow start to this game in the first 2 minutes, and you can see both teams are locked in defensively. Nothing's easy, everything's contested. Even that last shot there, the mismatch. Jalen Hunter, 6'1" on the 6'11". Jaden Dallaire. But it's Jaden Dallaire who catches Hunter there on the arm for the foul.
The first free throw is missed. One more to come. Don't count it. There's encroachment, but the basket is good. As we see Trell to Holloway coming into the game. Veteran guard came in a while back, getting his first action. Peterson gives it up to Aaron Wright, MVP for March in Super League. Shot clock down to 5, needs to do something. Drive, spin. Shot doesn't go. There's Hadzibegovic again, but it's Johnson who comes away with the ball.
Excellent defensive structure there from the Leicester Riders. You can see every single pass there. Hands in the passing lane, swipe down. It wasn't clean catches there from the London Lions as well. Good intensity from the Riders.
Johnson's too strong for Zach Jackson. Goes out of bounds. Turnover. Lions ball. Holloway drives to the hoop, rejected by Thompson. Just get it out of here.
Wow, great help defense there from the big man. You can see the resistance was enough there as Holloway is attacking the rim. Good body there from Thompson. Comes across and swats that away. Wow.
Good work on the help defense. Peterson broke up. Hunt has it. Good work from him.
Phenomenal intensity on the defensive end for the Riders. If this is sustainable, it's going to be very, very difficult for London Lions.
Hunter goes all the way, goes the other, takes it to hoop and scores. Riders have themselves 5-0 lead.
But a trickery there for the point guard. Jalen Hunter does a good job of keeping his dribble alive there, which means he doesn't pick up the basketball, which they wrap around dribble, beats his man, nice left-hand finish.
Gillette drives all the way. Too hard off the glass. Good defense again from the Riders. Jackson sort of stops and pops. His shot doesn't go though. There's Wright with the rebound.
Great rebound from Aaron Wright. Snatched that away from Charles Thompson.
Foul is called after they missed and then the attempts to the rebound. Lions seem to be just going to the hoop every time, don't they?
Yeah, they've been quite the aggressive, but they're being met by a very aggressive Leicester Riders five-man defense, and goes back to my original point. Agabegovic being active on the glass there, getting fouled.
Baseline into the corner. The left thought about it. Dribbles, goes into the little right-hander, no good. There's Hadzibegovic, he's ejected again.
Wow.
Thompson has a block party, the other end. Johnson has to kick it out, Hunter. And then Johnson again, in and out. Hadzibegovic with the rebounds. He's go all the way to the bucket. Can't score, Delaire. Looks like he's fouled on the attempt to put back.
And this is the thing you worry about if you're the Riders, the size of the London Lions. You can really see with that front line of Hadzibegovic charging down the court here as he attacks the rim, but you've got a following Delaire, 6'11", athletic. That's where the strength is with the London Lions, is the athleticism and the length. Can the Leicester Riders compete? They're competing, but they're having to scrap and foul a lot of the time on the rebound just to compete. And you can see why this London Lions team is the best rebounding teams per game, rebounds per game, excuse me, in the league this year.
First free throws missed. Free throw shooting is sort of an Achilles heel for the London Lions. Delaire makes second, and 4 minutes 20 into the game, and the Lions are finally on the scoreboard.
Wow. 4.5 minutes of play, and this very talented roster only has 1 point.
Oh, nice find inside, and the score. Riley Abercrombie with a bucket.
How many times have we seen that this year? Jalen Hunter, eyes in the back of his head, 7 assists per game, leads all in the SLB.
Hadzibegovic from deep airball, so there's Rye on clean-up duty, and he scores.
Rye has a remarkable knack for where the basket is. He doesn't succeed through his athleticism, he does it through his smarts and his know-how, and you can see there, as soon as he grabs the offensive rebound, he cleverly puts it back up before Charles Thompson can block it.
Good defence from Peterson, goes out of bounds. You talk about Thompson, averages a league best 2.8 blocks per game. He was on 3 in the first 4 minutes and a bit.
Well, it's been a very impressive defensive start for the Riders so far. The question always is, though, Niall, is it sustainable? You know, it's really quite easy sometimes to come fast out the gates, but this is not a sprint. This is a 4-quarter basketball game, aka a marathon, and you're going to have to be able to sustainably apply pressure.
Peterson, the runner, back iron, rebounded by the Riders. Ethan Wright gets to the Hunter, out to Brooks. His shot doesn't go, Holloway has it, looking for options. Decides to take it all the way himself, and it goes somehow.
Wow.
And it's a 2-point game.
That is unstoppable. That's a Begovic again. Just his athleticism, his length, causing havoc on the offensive glass.
Hunter wants to screen, gets it from Thompson, rolls the basket. Oh, nice pass inside. Thompson scores off the glass. You can tell they wanted to run that play.
Yeah, another assist there for Jalen Hunter. And good seal for Charles Thompson. Did his work early, was mismatched against Peterson, who's a good 4 or 5 inches smaller than him.
Right to the bucket, scores. He moves on to 4.
Unbelievable, just slicing through the defense there. Aaron Rye with the toughest of finishes.
Right, step back, shot doesn't go, and Lions have it. Chance to tie or even take the lead on this possession. Wright says we'll try for the lead, but the shot misses. Brooks on clean-up duty.
It's a quick shot there, wasn't it? You kind of want to make the Leicester Riders work a little bit harder on defense.
Thompson's got Rye on and gives it up. Jackson comes up short. Wright has another go. And then the foul is called. A couple of attempts for Ethan Wright.
Ethan Wright's done so well there. You can see that the athleticism and length of London Lions is so impactful there. They were mismatched in a number of different matchups there, but it didn't matter. Jordan Delaire was quick enough to stay in front of Zach Jackson. You see Ethan Wright here just sneaking into the offensive glass, getting fouled on the putback.
And he's one player amongst 3, as you can see on that replay. He's one of the smaller players.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got a couple of cracks at it.
That's it. Ethan Wright likes this fixture. He was the hot hand in this fixture earlier this year with 21 points, and that win against London Lions earlier, and then they returned a month later down in the capital, and London put a 20-point beating on the Leicester Riders, so they're 1 apiece at the moment.
In the league, both teams have held home court. Will we see that continue? Because they've got to meet one more time this season, so if Riders can win it tonight, they can keep this title race interesting, because if they lose, is it all but done?
I think so, Niall. It's a must-win here for Leicester Riders. It's you know, they're the ones that are trailing, they're the ones that are chasing London Lions. London Lions, of course, haven't put the foot wrong in the last 12 games. They've been on that 12-game winning streak. So, again, if you want to knock off the top spot, you've got to be the aggressor. You've got to be the challenger.
Peterson on the drive, fouls, they go to the line.
Second foul there on Zach Jackson, which is pivotal in this offensive production. It's a 17.5 points per game guy, and you can see there's Zach Jackson just leaning over there maybe. Tyler Peterson does an excellent job at getting the referees to call that.
Of course, Tyler Peterson, a big game down in Bristol on Tuesday. Look at his numbers, 20 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and it was also his birthday.
Happy birthday. He was excellent, I thought, in that win. And interesting thing about him as well, I mean, he's getting better. He was a late signing, so it took him a little while to be able to adjust, but he's got good pro experience playing the second league in Greece and top league in Sweden. Had a stellar year last year, 18 points per game in top league Sweden.
Lions not having any joy really from the free throw line. Shelton goes past his man, can't score though. And here come the Lions. Approaching 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Holloway drives. Good defense again from the Riders. Oh, counted and one opportunity for the Leicester Riders.
Wow, Ethan Wright has been excellent. We've seen it so many times this year. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's ready to play. You see this, he sees a gap there. It's a bad error there from the young British player Goodwin to reach like that, because when you reach, your defense is exposed, and you can see the experience of Ethan Wright just takes full advantage of that and lays it up for a three-point opportunity.
And as soon as that went in, Peter Bosic just turned to the table and said, timeout. They need to talk this over, because they've got it back. It was a 2-point game, wasn't it, at one point? 7-5 and 9-7. Of course, now Riders going on that little bit of run. But hang on, 1:53 to go in the first quarter. It's a really low-scoring game.
It's really low. I mean, that's why as well the timeout's called, because it's not like it's a 10-point or double-digit deficit. It's only 6, but where that 6 can be magnified is when the game is so low-scoring. So Peter Bosic is just trying to make sure that that doesn't develop or evolve into a bigger gap. Of course, these little periods of the games, these last 2 minutes of a quarter, they can be quite substantial in the grand scheme of things.
And Lions seem to be doing everything towards the basket or close range as possible. They haven't made a free. They're 1 of 4 from the free throw line. So everything, when it does come, is coming out the basket.
Yeah, they're trying to be aggressive, and I get that. I mean, look, the one good thing they have got out of it is Zach Jackson's on 2 fouls. So to say it's not working is too premature to judge that. But they're certainly not converting. They're not converting at a high enough percentage, and maybe they need to look to space the floor and get good open looks. But at this moment in time, the defense of the Leicester Riders has been superb collectively.
You've obviously seen the Riders way more than me this season. How long do you think Jackson will end up sitting for? We've got almost 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
It depends on how the game goes. I mean, if the Leicester Riders are able to maintain a healthy lead, then the chances are of him being on the bench a lot this first half is going to increase. But as the game goes on, if there's jeopardy in the game or the gap closes, then Zach Jackson, remember, he's that gifted where he can, shoot his team out of a situation.
Fantastic player for the Riders. Lions have been doubled up. They trail 14-7. Make that 14-9 as Rye moves on to 6 points. Another bucket for him.
Really positive start for Aaron Wright. He's been the one player who's been able to consistently getting points in the paint. Excuse me.
Connor Washington got the friendly bounce there inside the ring.
He did indeed, and he's played in a number of these top league clashes over the years, and his experience and fearless mentality could come in clutch in a game like this.
Oh, nice little drive, baseline. Sandy goes up, gets it to go. He's going to the line. Again, Lions being aggressive, going towards the basket.
That is a great finish, and a good decision by Kieran Sandy as well. That pump fake got the defender in the air. Good extra pass from Goodwin, pump fake in the air, and then such an athlete, able to take the contact and adjust. And here's the play before Connor Washington just running circles around the defense there, and his pull-up jump shot's good to go.
So Kieran Sandy to the line for a bonus, which he makes. It's a 4-point game. So Washington, guarded by Goodwin, gives it up. Wright has it. Stops, shoots, scores.
Wow, Ethan Wright. What an impact he's been since coming off the bench. 7 points personal now for him.
Yeah, he's come to play this evening to approach the final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. Right, back his man down, kicks it outside. Goodwin to the corner. 3 goes up. Too strong. And Wright collects the miss. So shot clock is off. Riders, I should say, can hold for the final possession. The foul comes from Sandy. Lions are not in the penalty. So 13.7 seconds remain in this first quarter. We just see the little reach in.
Unnecessary foul though, no. It's one of those strange ones why you'd foul there.
No, I absolutely agree. Wright has a little look at the clock. Takes another look. Goes hard off the glass and in. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. Ethan Wright has come to play, and the Leicester Riders lead 20-12 over the London Lions. 1 quarter in the books. Slow start, but it's sort of picked up offensively just in the final couple of minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is the prettiest free-flowing offensive game, but what we do have is we have two teams with intensity today. You can really feel it, that this is a game of some magnitude because both teams are really applying the energy and the aggression on the defensive end. Leicester Riders, I thought, have been solid defensively. I think they've been challenging everything. They had really good help defense when Charles Thompson was on the floor, but you can just see every single 50-50 ball that both clubs are scrapping.
I mean, just look at the numbers. Neither team able to convert from beyond the arc. They're all shooting inside. 5 of 18 for Lions, 28%. But free throws are hurting the Lions. 2 of 5 so far. Rebounding Battleland, quite close. Riders leading the assists and the steals front. Of course, they haven't got the blocks on there, but of course I know they're leading in the block shots category as well.
I think you're safe to say you're correct in that statement.
I think Charles Thompson could beat most teams on his own.
Well, he does. But no, this isn't, again, a free-flowing offensive game, but... You know,
but just look at the battle. He's watching the highlights back. It's going to the hoops as much as possible. And you've mentioned about Ethan Wright coming in off the bench, but of course Charles Thompson, he had 3 blocks last time we chatted. Not sure he's had one since. But the good thing as well, you see some of these lovely drives to the basket, is the defenses are making it so hard for them that they have to either find a great pass or shift direction just to get a shot off.
Great pass inside from Jalen Hunter as well. He's been that ever true point guard this year. And
that was a nice little changeover from Aaron Wright, went one hand to the other. But as you've mentioned, Ethan Wright, he's really impressed, hasn't he, coming in off the bench?
Excellent. The 2 guys on the screen there, Aaron Wright and Ethan Wright, though, they've been excellent. Ethan Wright, 9 points personal for him already in this game, and Aaron Wright, all of his buckets have been going towards the rim.
Yeah.
6 points personal for him.
I just want to pick up one thing before we start, is when the quarter ended, the coaches of the Lions went and stood on the court as they always do, and the first thing Peter Botic did was just sort of shrug his shoulders and say, what's going on? So back underway. It's the Riders who lead 20-12 after 1 quarter, and they have the ball to start the second. Washington to Wright. Shot doesn't go, and the Lions have the ball. Sandy has it, he's looking for options. Goodwin kicks into the corner, shot goes up, too strong. Great work from Sandy to give the Lions another opportunity. Pass inside. Oh, lefty hook doesn't go. Kind of Stuckman with the miss. Of course, the former Caledonia Gladiator.
Wow, Tyler Peterson there with the defensive pressure, getting Ethan Wright to turn the ball over there.
So Washington with a little bit of pressure, but Lions safely into the front court. Well, they almost lost it. Peterson tried to find Hadzibegovic going to his basket. He still gets the ball though. Spins, goes up. Good defense, and foul is called. That's going to be on Hadzibegovic.
Great defense there from Duke Shelton. Uses athleticism there to contest and challenge the shot. You can see again Hadzibegovic, he's so long, 7 foot in stature against 6'8" Duke Shelton, but Duke Shelton stands his ground there and he's able to get quickly off the floor, and then good defensive rebound, from Shelton. Brooks hands it off. It's in the hands of Washington.
Shot clock goes below 10, right inside. Shelton has it, and Stuckman's called for the foul. I read a great quote about Tanner Stuckman, also he was the Caledonian Gladiators, got released, came to London, and he had a newspaper interview with a newspaper back home, and he said in it, "Call me LeBron James, switching teams to win a championship." He's going from worst to first.
Yes, he has, yeah. Smart move, some would say.
Shot clock running down. These two saying inside to Shelton with the throwdown. Felt like a broken play, but there was Duke Shelton.
Wow, the handles there from Connor Washington. He was in the corner, kept his dribble going, and created enough time for his teammate to get open, and Duke Shelton slams it home.
Peterson denied. Shelton's foul is called though.
Wow. The intensity, Niall.
So Ethan Wright's called for the foul. Let's have a little look at the replay. Look at this. What a throwdown.
Great bounce pass inside. And he get it to a bouncy Duke Shelton for the dunk finish. Here's the play that the other end. You see, it's Ethan Wright that fouled, not Duke Shelton.
Yeah.
Duke Shelton was way above the rim.
He's doing his best Charles Thompson impression there. But I loved on that previous replay was Washington. It just made it look so easy, that pass.
He did. Very good control there, composed. London Lions having a dreadful time at the line here. 2 for 6 from the free throw line. I think they're 3 for 7 now.
Neither had made him still be 5 points down. As it is, they trail by 9.
Interesting lineup here for the Riders. You don't often see Jalen Hunter and Connor Washington playing together. You've got two natural point guards there on the court at the same time, so you'd imagine that there'd be some creative baskets here now in the backcourt.
Good hands from Goodwin, break it up. Only 4.5 seconds left on the shot clock. Now they got 3.7. Sandy deflects it out of bounds. Shot doesn't go. Lions the other way. Said trailing by 9. Fouls on Duke Shelton. I must say, I was watching the play, and you see what happened?
Battling inside, so Hadzibegovic beating down the floor and got inside position, so Duke Shelton was just trying to fight to regain that position.
First on Shelton. A turnover, so Riders get the ball back. Sloppy play from the Lions. Put a little bit of pressure on Hunter. Gets it to Washington. Hunter doesn't go. There's Brooks. Shot no good. Pass down the floor. Washington gets it. Hadzibegovic looking at Goodwin. Hunter looking for options. Johnson takes a look at the clock, decides to shoot it. Doesn't go. Hadzibegovic with another rebound. Gives the ball up to Sandy. He's really shouting his teammates, Alan Hadzibegovic. Good hustle from Washington. Foul is called. Great defense there.
Very good. Again, a disjointed offense from both clubs at the moment. Connor Washington, good anticipation there. Coming off that screen, and Connor Washington was the first to it there.
Multiple substitutions for both teams. If you look at the replay, Great work from Connor Washington. Just how important a part of this franchise is Connor, all these years he's played for the club?
Oh, it's huge, you know. I think to have a British player that you can call upon and rely on. I mean, this is a player that, you know, I've won championships with him all those years ago, and he was always fearless in the way that he approached games, loved the big occasion.
Thompson gets it inside. Got Dallaire on him. Goes across the lane, puts out one hand, doesn't get the roll.
He goes the long way around, doesn't he? And doesn't get it to go.
Right, hands off. Haksabekova goes out one-handed. And he misses. Both teams struggling to score at the moment. Hunter trying to find Thompson. Eventually claims it, but he's forced outside. Abercrombie, in and out for him. And a foul is called. Both teams really struggling outside the arc, aren't they?
They are, and struggling for offense in general, really now. I mean, London look like they're really struggling with the creativity. You know, besides Aaron Rice, 6 points going to the rim. Every basket they've scored seems really hard work, really laboured. Even free throws aren't jumping for them. But credit to Leicester Riders, who have defensively been formidable so far.
Oh, nice drive, doesn't go though. Whistle called, foul. And that's on Jaden Dallaire. Is that his third, Dan? Yeah, it's his third.
Wow.
As you see a replay, Crombie driving. They just literally picked up foul number 2 seconds ago. So Crombie on the floor. You can see he's at free throw line. He's okay. Backline's the first.
Well, that's a big call. Jaden Dallaire hasn't been able to get himself going. Neither of his teammates have, to be honest, but just 0 for 2. 3 fouls. He's the type of player that's hard to guard just because of his versatility. He can shoot the ball from the perimeter as well.
So Dallaire's thinking he's got 2. But they've had 2 fouls in quick succession. The Lions are querying. He definitely has 2 or 3. Haksabekova. He's got smaller Washington on him, Hunter on him, goes past him and scores. Got the mismatch, got the basket.
Yeah, great work there from Haksabekova. He used his size and length there to his full advantage. Nice spin move baseline. Offensive foul there, number 32, Charles Thompson.
That's his first.
Just see him moving there on that screen.
There's been discussions, that's why we got a little delay. One of the referees gets back to position, but we're back underway. There's been some queries whether Dallaire is on 2 or 3 fouls.
You thought it was 3, didn't you, straight away?
Well, no, they put the marker up, because that's a good thing about being here. Sandy goes up, rejected by Thompson.
Goodness me, 4th block already for Charles Thompson.
He's having his personal block party, and the Lions are not invited.
Look at this, perfect timing. Thou shall not shoot inside.
Rye rejected. Has another go at it. Can't go. There's Sandy. Gets it to go, and another 3-point play opportunity for Kieran Sandy. Going back to line for another bonus.
Well, that's where I would say Charles Thompson can't do everything. He's blocking shots there consecutively. Other people in a black jersey have to come to the party there. Charles Thompson, you see, trying to do it all by himself.
So Sandy for another 3-point play opportunity. Got it.
He's had an excellent start to this game, Kieran Sandy. I think he's been good, he's been positive. Going towards the rim, attacking the rim. He's been finishing.
9-point deficit, it's been trimmed to 5. Riders looking to respond. Abercrombie loses the ball. Got a foul called. Kieran Sandy's really having an impact coming into the game, isn't he?
Yeah, that was a tough call though. I think Abercrombie's within his right there to dive for the ball. Oh, out of bounds. Good call.
I gave you that one. So Peterson. Right, goes up, comes up short. Such battles around the hoop.
Well, it's that thing as well. I mean, if you got Charles Thompson inside, why would you try and shoot the ball? But then again, you've got to take a fearless mentality or you're never going to score.
Abercrombie puts it up, back iron. The shooting woes from long range continue. If you want to make a three-pointer, do it the Kieran Sandy way and get the and one.
Well, there's been none from the perimeter today. Riders 0 for 9.
As Peterson misses. Another opportunity, though, for the Lions.
Lions 0 for 7 from beyond the three-point line.
Very low scoring second quarter. Need to get the ball in the front court. And that is going to be violation. Did not get the ball.
Wow, a lot of contact there with the mid-court there. No, that could have went either way. I mean, good defensively here from London, but bad angle on that one. But it looked to me like there was contact. But quite a comfortable 8-second half court there, I think.
So it's Lions ball into Peterson. A little over 3 minutes to go in this first half. Big game for both teams. Holloway has it. Scores 2 for 2 Holloway.
Tough basket there. Heavily contested, but Holloway was able to get that one off. You can see that he's frustrated with himself. He almost turned the ball over moments before that, not catching the ball. But his experience there, he's been able to regain it and the confidence to shoot that ball. Big play.
Is that 3 points for the Riders in the second quarter round? It's
just 3 points.
Where's the offense going to come from?
Wow, that's the thing. And Zach Jackson, the leading scorer, has been on the bench. He picked up 2 fouls in that first quarter.
Is it time to bring him back in?
I think so. I think you would. You'd rather put points on the board, but it doesn't look like he's going to come back in. But 3 points in one quarter, you don't need to be a basketball enthusiast to say that you're struggling to score the ball.
So 23-20, 2:59 to go in the first half. As you said, 3 points for the Riders in the second quarter. And the defense has been great, and at times just offense, but you could almost say that, I suppose, as well about the Lions.
Yeah, both teams have come here and they've been ultra competitive, and you can criticise the lack of accuracy on the 3-point line. Both teams here.
Of course, you could say it doesn't matter as long as you've won at the end of the game. That's all that matters.
Exactly, yeah. Who cares what your percentages are? At the end of the day, you're trying to win a basketball game. And
Stuckman with the foul.
It's a bad foul as well, because that'll take or send Leicester riders to the line as they're in the bonus. And that's the one thing you don't want to do, is you don't want to foul teams and send them to the line when they're struggling offensively, because those trips to the free throw line give them an opportunity to score the ball in close play, but also they can give an individual the confidence when they see it go through the net.
So we're going to see Duke Shelton come back in shortly. So Thompson takes the seat. Of course, no sign yet then of Zach Jackson turning.
The good thing about Zach Jackson, though, he is a guy that he has had big second half performances, so he doesn't need to necessarily be in the game from the start. Some players need that. You know, they struggle to turn it on after having a struggled start, but Zach Jackson's really professional in that approach.
Yeah, I think, remember the game we did with you back in December, he really turned it on in the second half. And that is a lovely play in the lane from Stuckman.
It is. Tanner Stuckman's been playing really well for them as well. He gives them another dynamic offensively. 6'8", versatile forward, can shoot from the perimeter as well. You can see down low, you can give the ball to him in the post and he can score the ball.
And that's your first three of the game. Jalen Hunter, much needed offense for the Leicester Riders.
And this took 18 minutes for us to see the first three-pointer against these two very talented rosters.
Pass inside, shot doesn't go. Abercrombie with the board, Hunter with the ball. Oh, handoff, Shelton goes and scores. Thought he was fouled. And now we're going to have another timeout, this time the London Lions. And I think it's because the Leicester Riders have finally got just a little bit of offense going.
Well, it's all about Jalen Hunter. He hits the three-pointer the play before, then he penetrates the attacks and gives his big man an easy finish for two.
Have a little look. There's your first three of the night. Lovely form from him on the side. And then we see a play you just referenced. Little pass off. Shelton scores four. Was asking if there's any contact on that as well. And that forces London Lions into the timeout. They now trail by 7. 1:39 to go in the half.
Well, that's how tight this game is. You know, there's a couple baskets and Coach Peter Bodgett says timeout. You know, ordinarily you would see at least a handful of baskets, 4 or 5, for you to be on a quote-unquote drought or the other end of a run. But the game is such tight margins. You see that Bodgett is just trying to cut out any potential run here.
Yeah. I was just thinking that, obviously, we're going to have the highlights at half-time. I'm hoping those blocks are in there, because there's not been very long highlights. It's not a great deal, but of course, as we said, at this stage of season, with so much on the line, all that matters, who's won the game at the end.
Of course, yeah, of course, that's what...
It does feel like, in a way, like a playoff game.
It does, yeah, it has that feel to it.
It's like the Riders are just fighting to stay in the series, that sort of playoff game.
It has that feel to it for sure. And
Elimination
I love it.
game, that's what I was thinking of.
I love it, I love that feel. I love watching this type of basketball.
So, back underway. Holloway on the ball. Guarded by Wright. Screen comes. Not used. Stockman has it. Peterson inside. Right, spots up. Doesn't. Oh, goes in. The shot's a counter as a 3, isn't it?
Wow.
No, it's 2. So it'd be touched by Ryder's defender, so it'd be a 2.
Wow.
Unless there's a problem with the score, but obviously it could get corrected. I'd love to see that one again when we get a second. Foul is called. Because I thought maybe there's a hand on it and then it goes in. So would that be a defensive basket?
Yeah, it would be.
Like
if that's
goal,
it makes logical sense.
Because the last touch was someone by the cylinder.
Well, foul called on Aaron Ryder, the grab underneath on Duke Shelton.
He misses the first one.
Well, he's been excellent for Leicester Riders in recent weeks. I mean, he's a guy as well, a veteran who's travelled all over Slovakia, Czech Republic, Finland. He's of course got experience in top flight British basketball, the Newcastle Eagles.
Sandy grabbed the miss, gives it to Rye. March MVP gets it back outside. Holloway, mid-range two, got the friendly roll.
Well, Holloway's got that jump shot going now. Again, excellent work from Kieran Sandy, who's been very good here today. Got a second chance opportunity for his Lions squad, and Holloway is able to capitalise.
Less than 2 seconds through the shot clock and the game clock. Hunter kicks it out, shot from the top, too strong, another opportunity, Johnson puts it up, puts it in! What a play from him to give Riders 2 more much needed points at the end of this first half, a very low scoring first half, but going into the break, it's the Leicester Riders 32, the London Lions 27.
Spencer Johnson just flying in for the weak side there to snag the offensive rebound and a beautiful fadeaway jump shot to extend this now to 5.
So let's have a look at those stats the first half. Not going to make pretty reading, really, are they?
No, they're not, Niall, but...
Well, no, saying that, Riders 11 of 17 from 2-point range.
That's very healthy, but other than that, you are correct in your assessment. This isn't pretty reading. Look at the free throws. Goodness me, 64%, 50%. But this doesn't take away from this electrifying game. Both teams really have applied the intensity. You can just tell. We've commented that we've got that feel of this like elimination game, and you can feel the magnitude, the importance of this game. And I'm really enjoying this basketball game so far.
Yeah, for all the shooting woes, it's a very, very good game. So, let's take a look now at the highlights from this first half. And here we go. So, defense has been absolutely fantastic at times, and when the baskets have come out, it's been cutting to basket, isn't it? Driving the basket. Because if you're the Lions, you've got Charles Thompson to worry about.
Yeah, of course, and there's periods of the game too where Paternoster was able to rest Charles Thompson. You can really see a difference as well in contrast defensively. When Charles Thompson's on the floor, the court looks smaller. He uses up so much space inside as you see him finish there inside, but it's his ability on the defense there and the block shots. Aaron Wright, I thought, was excellent in the first half as well. He's been able to take it to the rim. Ethan Wright gave him that spark in the first quarter. If you remember, those 9-point first quarter points from Ethan Wright, who was on top form. But there's been a number of different contributors. Jalen Hunter has been that true point guard. He has 3 assists at half-time and was able to get his big men involved in the scoring.
And we see some of those block shots, not just Charles Thompson that's doing it, other players as well. But everyone's has to work so hard even to get a layup.
Yeah, nothing's easy. I mean, that's I think the most impressive thing about both of these two teams has been very, very rare have we seen. I don't know if we've seen any open layups or any fast break points where they've been uncontested. Everything has been fought for. Even this highlight reel here, you see defense are swarming the ball, and it's just play after play have been able to finish the basketball. Here's the last shot of the half here. Spencer Johnson just with a fadeaway jump shot.
So, 32-27 the score at half-time. We're going to take a little break, but stand by for some action from the week and an interview with Rob Paternoster.
A new dawn rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball. A new dawn is here.
No, I couldn't have envisioned 500 wins. That's when you start to look at how many games you play in a season. That seems like a long, long time. I didn't really know how long I'd be in this coaching journey. My family certainly has played a big part of it. My wife Sarah and the family have, been wonderful for me. I think anytime you are involved in such a pressure-packed situation, you have to give it everything you have, and to have that support at home has been amazing. So, we'll see what the future holds. But I didn't, get in this job to think about 500 wins. I was trying to, get Leicester to be a tough team that no one wanted to play. The first year that I did it, I didn't want to give up the teaching job that I had. I had a teaching job at Holly Lodge High School in right outside of Birmingham in Smethwick, and I did both for the first season because I was unsure of where this would take me. It was never really a huge goal for me to be a head basketball coach. I knew that the potential was there, but it was never something that I had really strived for. So I really wanted to make it work, and I wanted to be safe enough to keep the job that I had. So that first season was extremely hectic to have a teaching job in Birmingham and coming up at night to practice in Leicester with the Leicester Riders. I enjoy being on a team. I think it's my favorite part of coaching is that I get to come in every day and I'm on a team. Ever since I was 7 years old, I had played sports and I was always on a team every season. So it's just part of my DNA. I've always tried to be a player's coach. I've always tried to be someone that understands what players are going through on and off the court. And I think it's valuable to be able to be there for your players, not just between the lines, to be there for them whenever they need something. I don't look back too much and say, okay, well, I've done this already. One day, you've got to keep going. Everything moves so fast. I don't like to look too far ahead, but I do like to say, hey, let's go, next game, next play. Whatever we've done in the past, whether we're winning 9 games in a row or we're on a losing streak or whatever, let's go next day and let's get it rolling.
And they throw it up to Timberlake and he get it done, and that's why he took the timeout. Well executed, fantastic job.
Great pass.
5 seconds, Ramsey against Delpeche. 2 seconds, needs to put something up, turns, fires, hits! At the buzzer, DeVille, Ramsey.
The lob and the finish from a Delicate.
Wow.
Here's Ashton Langford in transition. All the way to the bar. It's blocked by Kendall Lewis. Out of nowhere.
Trayvon Barnes steps in the passing lane and we have a 3-on-1. He has fagged Bailey as he dunks that basketball through. Came right back and said, take that, Manchester.
Ramsey, 3 seconds. Spielman turns and fires. Won't go, but Manchester. Oh, it does. It's dropped in. It's dropped in.
Nice little drop off the Archerobia. Puts Cole Long in the rim.
Is that a head tap? I think that's a head tap.
That's a terrific take.
A big block there by Shelton. Atwood, that's a lovely find and a big block from Hunt.
Too much mustard on the hot dog from Ashton Langford.
Welcome back to the Mattioli Arena. It's half-time in this Super League Championship clash between the Leicester Riders and the London Lions. Third versus first in the SLB. Big game for the Riders, big game for the Lions, but more important for the Riders when you say Ant.
Oh yeah,
because the position they're in.
Must win for the Leicester Riders. They have to take that head-to-head for them to be able to catch the London Lions. You don't really predict the London Lions are going to lose too many. I mean, this is a team, remember, who are on a 12-game winning streak. They're at top of the pile at the moment with a healthy top league finish.
Of course, the key tonight to the game, in this game especially, is defence.
Well, it has been, isn't it? You look at this score, 32-27, and this is arguably some of the most talented offensive players we've got in this league, and everyone seems to be struggling to score the basketball. But defence is certainly the priority for both clubs, because intensity on the end of the floor has been next level.
So that's the defence. And let's talk about one of the players tonight for the Riders, Jalen Hunter. And
yeah, he's been great. I think he's been a leader from the front. You can see that he's the type of player too. His energy can really be contagious. He's scored the ball in a number of different ways. He's got 7 points here, but I think the important thing with him is you can see like how he finds his teammates. He's been doing this all season long. He averages 7 assists per game, leads the SLB in assists per game. And you can see he puts the pass on the money. This is the big shot here, the 3-ball he hit, because what that did is that led to the play after, which was this one, and Shelton getting a 2 to go inside. But Jalen Hunter has been a key piece here and a reason why his team are winning by 5.
I will say, I think the Lions made it a little bit more difficult for him towards the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the job, isn't it? He'll be a key man, and Coach Peter Bodgett said that as well. It wasn't any particular individuals they were trying to stop. They're trying to stop the team. And I think when a guy gets a hot hand, you've got to deflect your energy to them and try and prevent them from getting this larger lead.
We saw Zach Jackson on our shot for a moment. Of course, Hardy plays. We look at the numbers, and what stands out for you there?
Well, we've had some key contributions. You know, again, it's a low-scoring game, so a player on 9 points. You know, you look at Aaron Rye, he's got 9 points, but that equates to a third of the production of his whole team. They've got 27 points, so you know he's been really big for them. And Ethan White was excellent off the bench for Leicester Riders. He really did give them a spark, as he's done so throughout the majority of this season.
When you got top 3 scorers on 5 and 4, it shows you it's a very low-scoring game, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's not a typo. That is what it is.
Of course, Ethan Wright did most of that scoring in the first quarter, didn't he? I think he might have done all of it, or at least 7 of it in the first quarter.
Yeah, he had 9 points in the first quarter, so he was electrifying for them.
So the team's still warming up at his second half while we're waiting. And you were looking at some other scores from elsewhere. What have you noticed so far tonight?
Yeah, we got some surprises. I mean, one thing, Newcastle are usually pretty good up there, and they're 9 points down, 41-50 to Surrey up in Newcastle. And you then switch over to Manchester Basketball, who are leading the Bristol Flyers by 10 at halftime.
Yeah, big game for both of those teams, Manchester and Bristol, in the sort of race to the playoff spots, try and see if they can get into that top 4. So, of course, Bristol Flyers have so many games to play this month. Feels like they hardly got a night off, but for me, the standout there away from here would be Surrey winning in Newcastle.
Yeah, that'd be huge for them. They've had a very good season. They made a final, of course, but it's been up and down. They've lost some heartbreakers as of late.
Of course, Newcastle want to get some form because they have that EMBNL Final Four coming up next week, isn't it?
Exactly. So you want to be finding your form heading into a game like that.
Of course, the Eagles, the last team remaining in European competition this season. But tonight, it's all about the Super League. As these two top three teams face each other at the Mattioli Arena. It's been a good atmosphere here tonight. It's really warm and it's been a lovely day outside. And a lot of players have expended a lot of energy. Some players, to me, when they're walking off at half-time, man, looked a little tired. Because even though they're scoring that much, they have to do so much work on defence.
Exactly, you know, when the intensity's this high, you're obviously expending a lot of energy, mentally and physically.
So it's going to be the Lions that will get us underway in the second half. 32-27. It is a half-time score, I promise you. It is the third quarter. And we're underway.
Well, no notifiable disadvantage here for London Lions offense is Michael Brisker not starting the second half. He's got ice on his knee as well, so it looks like he's doubtful to feature back in this as London Lions open their account there with a jump shot from Peterson, who looked really comfortable in that sequence.
Yeah, good start for him. Quick offense for the Lions. They needed it. Thompson has it. It's guarded by Rye. Out to Jackson, back in the game. Shot from the corner. It's good. Both teams making their first bucket. Abercrombie with three.
Wow,
it's the second of the Riders.
For the Riders offense there, Riley Abercrombie, we've seen him be able to light things up, scores in bunches. If they can ignite an offense from him, this is going to add points, valuable points on the board for the Riders.
Hadzibegovic goes in, goes towards the hoop, got our defense high off the glass and in. That was lovely.
Wow, unbelievable. He had two black jerseys challenging him there for that shot, but a high, soft, off the glass, gets it to drop.
Shot from the wing is good. Wow, back-to-back threes.
That's what he does. He's a player that can go from cold to hot in a matter of moments. Back-to-back threes.
Well, he definitely warmed up at half-time then. 38-31 the score. It's more scoring in the first minute and a half than most of the second quarter. And that is nice. As Hadzibegovic replies the other end again.
Really impressed with him this year. I think he's been excellent for this London Lions team.
Hunter, that's going to be a travelling call on the Riders. Hunter left nowhere to go.
He picked up his dribble there and just a swivel of his pivot foot there.
Oh, good defense from Abercrombie. Here come the Riders. Kicks it out. The handoff, Thompson in the lane is good. Hunter, another assist.
Yes, it was indeed. And good decision from Jalen Hunter. He knew there was a better option there to score the ball inside. He gave it to his 6'8" athletic big.
A miss for Hadzibegovic. Jackson going coast to coast, all the way off the glass and in. And Peter Bosic says, I've seen enough. We can't let this one get away from us.
Wow, just like that. Another defensive stop there for the Leicester Riders. They pushed the ball. Great defensive effort there from Riley Abercrombie. And then tough finish from Zach Jackson. Again, the mental toughness of Zach Jackson. That's his first 2 points of tonight after having to sit the majority of that first half on 2 fouls. Great pass here. Initially cross-court pass to find Riley Abercrombie in the corner. And then, again, Riley Abercrombie just hitting the one before.
He's playing a little game of horse there, isn't he? Slowly moving around. Let's see where he shoots the next one from. Sorry.
Well, this time he decided to pass it. And it was the right decision. 1, 2, 3 passes there. And the last play before that timeout was called by London Lions. Zach Jackson scored his first two-pointer of today.
So back in the game and having an impact. He's sat for a long time, so
he did.
He's got a lot left in the tank. 2:31 to go. It's 42-33. I'm not sure. I think 9 points is the biggest lead Riders have had this evening. They've had it at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, when the game is about 5-6 points, the coach has been calling timeouts. He didn't want to get it this far, but it is.
He's burned one already, only 2.5 minutes into this third quarter. Drew Holloway on the ball. Rye has it. Peterson off to Hagsbegovic, loses it. Abercrombie has it, gets it out. Johnson to the hoop, protects, doesn't go. Put back no good, and here come the Lions. They got the numbers. Drive all the way to the hoop and the score. Peterson was always going to go to the basket on that one.
Unbelievable finish there. Attacked Charles Thompson.
Jackson responds at the other end. Well, they couldn't hit a barn door in the first half, and the threes are flying in the second.
That's the thing about Zach Jackson. He just makes up for lost time, doesn't he? He's going to be productive where he does it in 40 minutes or 14. He just finds a way to help his team.
Holloway. Oh, Abercrombie with the denial. Here come the Riders. They are flying. Jackson to the hoop. Off the glass. Can't go, but foul is called. Looks like it's going to be on Kieran Sandy as he and Jackson hit the floor. Well, I don't know what Rob Paternoster said to the Riders at half-time, man, but they have come out flying in the second half.
Yeah, they come out with good energy, and you can see Zach Jackson is a man on a mission. He attacked well there, and the defense just shuffling their feet. You've got to pick A or B, not in between. It's kind of was looking to take a charge, but was moving at the same time.
So, free throws coming. Second one, no good. Rye with the rebound. Peterson to Rye, into the lane, loses the handle, saves it, out to Holloway, got it.
Big play there, Aaron Rye, put his body on the line, did not want to be get a turnover just there, and what he's done is he set up his teammate, Holloway, who stepped into that three.
Inside, Thompson goes past his man and scores. That's lovely from Charles Thompson.
Beautiful.
Smart play.
It's patient, intelligent.
Dallaire back into the action, scores from the wing. And the offense picking up in the second half. Sorry, Andy.
No, it was a great find from Holloway. I think spacing was good there, and if you can get Jaden Dallaire now introduced into this game, it's been a really
great block from Hagsbegovic, and the foul is called.
Unbelievable. That doesn't happen a lot because Riley Abercrombie, he's a 6'10" shooter, so there's not too many people that can block him, but Hagsbegovic there, 7-foot athletic big, equal to that shot.
Dallaire fouled on the drive. Abercrombie picks it up. Just a switch from the first half to the second half, man.
Yeah, it's
that a different game, isn't it?
Complete contrast, isn't it? You still feel the intensity's there, though. You can still feel it.
Jackson from the wing. Got it! Defense to offense in the blink of an eye. Leicester Riders are flying at the moment.
Zach Jackson's arrived, 0 points at half-time. Now he's sitting on 9 in this quarter alone.
He's got more points than minutes, hasn't he?
I think he does.
Hagsbegovic guarded by Jackson, doesn't want to pick up the foul. Thompson comes to help. Holloway, little fake, gets to the free throw line, scores, and the shot clock buzzer.
Holloway's been really comfortable in that space, isn't he?
2 more for 2 Holloway.
9 points for him, and he's you can see that he's starting to feel comfort level in this game.
Jackson improves his position. Got it! Wow, what a game!
I think it's a turnover here, Niall. I think Riders got the ball back.
Indeed, they have. They've got their biggest lead of the game. 10 points. No, it's going to remain with the Lions.
Apologies, it looked like the celebrations there with the Riders that look of a changeover of possession, but it looked like it just deflected out of bounds.
Holloway has it, shot clock running down, puts it up, doesn't go at this. Aaron Wright, you know, back-to-back buckets to beat the shot clock buzzer from the Lions.
Unbelievable. Aaron Wright just reacts. Everyone seemed to stop in time there besides Aaron Wright, who flew in there. Quick finish.
Hunter goes, fouled, and one opportunity. Of course, it's not just these two teams. Of course, Sheffield Sharks fans will be watching the game tonight and very interested in the outcome of this one.
Yeah, of course. They would want to make sure London doesn't get even further away. But they have a problem too, where if Leicester Runners win today, they're going to be joint second with Sheffield Sharks.
Yeah, and of course, it doesn't help they lost to Gladiators midweek.
No, it doesn't. Sheffield Sharks have got the head-to-head so far on the Leicester Riders, so they would feel, I would imagine they would rather want Leicester Riders to win here today.
Yeah, will they make it? Will it be unlucky 13 for the Lions? Will it finish this evening, or can they come back? They're only 9 points down. A lot of time to go in this one. Come back from bigger deficits this season as Rice's shot doesn't go. Brooks collects the loose ball. Hunter from the corner. Got it! 3 for Jalen Hunter.
It's a big one too. You can see he was locked and loaded in the corner. Jalen Hunter looks like he's having fun as well, both ends of the floor. 13 points personal now for him.
Foul is called, goes against Stuckman. As Jackson takes a seat on the floor. That's Stuckman's second. See a replay. And then that corner 3 from Hunter. Little guy, big shot. I really do enjoy watching him play. Thompson going baseline, taking on Stuckman, goes the other way and scores. Done that a couple of times now.
He has the array of moves there and the patience to pull that off as well. Nice play from Charles Thompson.
So you mentioned earlier about struggling with scoring. That's really helping, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see individually players with confidence now.
Ooh, foul is called, so there won't be another block for Thompson. 2 shots to come.
Well, here's the play before. Charles Thompson just taking Tanner Stuckman down low.
So 2.8 average for Thompson. Blocks. Scoreboard says 7. One more. That's a personal career high.
Wow. Well, he'd already met his average, didn't he? Relatively early in the first quarter.
First couple of minutes, I think. 61-46 the score. Shelton looking for help. Gets it to Hunter. Shot clock running down. Needs to do something quick. Needs to find help. It's broken up by Stuckman. Good hands from him. Right, quick the other way. to Delaire, goes inside, draws the contact, doesn't get the score, but Wright picks up the foul. And we're going to have a couple of free throws. I just can't get over it how much this game has changed completely from that first half. It's almost like cagey, like boxers sort of feeling each other out, and suddenly like, no, let's go for it.
Yeah, there's only so much you can keep up that intensity for as well on the defensive end. You know, both teams applied a lot of energy there to the defensive end of the floor, but you can't help but feel that the way this game is going so far, it's certainly in the favour of the Riders, hence why there's a 14-point lead.
So 32 points to the Riders in the first half, 29 in the third quarter.
Wow.
That shows how much it's changed. We've still got a minute to go in this third quarter. Big game in the title race as Jackson drives into the lane. Denied. Good defense from the Lions. Here they come the other way. Pass inside to Sandy. Sandy goes up, little lefty, no good. Shelton collects.
Those are the plays that Lions are going to have to convert on.
Hunter keeps the dribble alive. Cross-court pass. Three goes up from the wing, and it is good. Ethan Wright back on scoring form.
He was the hot hand early for this team. Takes him now to 12 points personal, Ethan Wright.
He likes odd-numbered quarters.
He does.
So Lions holding final shot of this third quarter. Delaire, foul is called, and that's going to be free throws. A little bit of words under the hoop. Stuckman having words with Hunter. Didn't see what caused it, but players trying to break it up. But Tanner Stuckman is not happy. Hunter's walked away. We're going to have a timeout. Oh, yeah. Was it timeout?
I think maybe that might have been a double technical, or a referee saying both teams to the benches.
I missed, must admit, I just saw Eddie Jackson move his hands away, so I didn't see, and it looked like whether it's like a technical or a timeout. I didn't see what it was.
Well, it's definitely a technical on 33, Tanner Stuckman, but is it one or two?
There's a technical. The foul was on Hunter. So Stuckman is gone, and two technical fouls, and Hunter also picked one up.
Yeah, that was my initial thought there. The problem is when he got the first technical, he kept going for so long.
And there's only so much referees will accept for to say your night is done. Yeah. So now Tanner Stuckman's going to have to leave the arena. Just makes his way past our commentary point. His night is done. And of course, no Stuckman, of course there's no Obi Soko. That loses another big for the Lions, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a loss because Tanner Stuckman can do a number of different things for this team. He hasn't been blistering this game, he just has 2 points, but he's a 6'8" versatile forward.
Of course, we're going to have, I think, free throws to come. Of course, the technical's got to be shot first, and Zach Jackson is going to the line. And the free throw is good. I thought for a second, Ag, you were a very popular person here, and I realised, do you have Chuck-a-Duck?
Yeah.
That's what they're getting ready for. I can see these kids all coming around. They're all going to talk to Ant. They want these autographs.
Those days are long gone, Niall. Long gone.
I can talk you up.
Chuck a duck. That legacy lives on.
So Rye will now go to the line to shoot the free throws after that foul, which feels like an age ago. And we still got 3.2 seconds left before we have to duck for Chuck a Duck. But Leicester Riders have broken this game open in the third quarter. Can't wait to look at the stats during the break. Free throw is good. Washington has it. Looks at the clock, puts it up from mid-court at the buzzer. Doesn't go. Wasn't too far away. But saying that, what a third quarter for the Leicester Riders. 3 down, 1 to go. The hometown Riders lead the London Lions 65-49. If you want to break a game open, and that's how you do it.
Yes, indeed. Monstrous third quarter there, 33-21, and where that's so impactful is because remember at halftime this was such a low-scoring game. It was 32.
7 3-pointers now for the Riders, 33%. Both those 3-point percentages were in single digits, weren't they?
They were.
Halftime, there's that bad. Rebounding battle, Lions are winning that by 4, 33-29. Assist battle favouring Leicester, and of course that man Jalen Hunter had a huge impact on that, hasn't he?
Yeah, just the way the ball's moving too is night and day. You can see that Leicester Riders are getting a lot more quality looks. There's less laboured, less having to break people down off the dribble. And you got to remember now, you know, this is 18 minutes into this game before we saw 1 3-pointer from either team. So, you know, this game has absolutely exploded in this first quarter, and it's been the Leicester Riders that have ridden that wave, and London Lions really struggled to stay on pace.
So we're going to take a look back at the highlights of that third quarter. And unlike the first half, there's plenty of them in the last 10 minutes. Of course, Lions came straight out of the blocks getting a basket, but the Riders responded with those 3-pointers. Abercrombie leading the way, and then Jackson would get into it, Hunter would get into it. Again, a bit of defense, that defense to offense. And that's a nice little pass off Thompson finishing out the hoop. So they're still going inside, Riders, when they need to, but they've found that range as well. So they've stretched the floor now, haven't they?
Yeah. Look, there was a massive injection there from Zach Jackson. He was a pivotal piece of that run per se. Did you see Charles Thompson inside with the fancy footwork and the pump fakes? But this was the altercation. You can see Tanner Stuckman there he's already got a technical at that point, and he kept going, and although there was no physical violence there or anything untoward to be deserving of an injection, I think it was the continuation of that guy in that second technical.
So back underway. At the moment, it's the Riders to lose. Can the Lions have another comeback late on and win the game and keep their winning streak alive? They've done it before. They were down 11 at Bristol Flyers on Tuesday. But this is a 16-point deficit they currently face. The previous 2 league meetings both went the way of the home team. They've got to meet once more in London before the season starts. Peterson drives, is fouled.
Great job there from Tyler Peterson. I think he's done a stellar job of being able to attack the rim. You see him there this time go right at Connor Washington, left hand, way up there. He's just had a bit of a tough time at the free throw line. 1 for 4 so far here tonight. Made that 1 for 5.
Lions really struggling from the free throw line. They struggled free throw line the other night. It's one of the Achilles heels. As the second one goes.
Well, he's an 81.6% free throw shooter. So quite bizarre numbers for him there.
But the team themselves are not shooting the ball great. Right, falls to the floor, throws the ball, went off Kieran Sandy's leg. He said that Wright was out of bounds for. He threw the ball, but they say it remains with the Riders. Washington to get it in. It's going to be a turnover as Shelton touches it in the back court. So if you're the Lions out, this is what you want, right? It's just a little stuttering start the fourth quarter. You've got a basket, see what you can do.
That's it. You just want to put a little bit, plant that seed of doubt in the minds of the opposition, and then put yourself into a position to challenge for the game. I mean, that's what you'd want when you're a road team. You just want to be at a position where you can challenge for a game in the fourth quarter.
Delay in the lane, tough shot goes up and in. He thought he was fouled. Nothing was cool, bucket was good.
That is difficult. Difficult shot there. London get another stop here. Make things a little bit more uncomfortable.
Drive to the hoop, no good. Haxi Begovic with the rebound, but then he throws it out of bounds, trying to find Peterson. Just a bit too strong. Holds his hand up and says, my bad.
Wow.
But that aside, Lions have definitely started better here in the fourth.
They have, yes. It's just an unforced error, though. No, I don't get how that happens. I struggle to understand how he's...
Well, you notice he tried to find Peterson in the first half. He threw the ball too far down the court.
11th turnover for London Lions.
Shelton has it. Out to Jackson. Little look at the clock. Drives. Hump fake goes up. Doesn't get the bounce. Putback's no good. Delay with the rebound.
Wow, good battling on the boards there. Kieran Sandy, good one-on-one defense. Was that Jackson there again?
Sandy gives it up to Goodwin. Then Manchester Giant. Wright has it though after the turnover. Shot from the wing. Back iron. Oh, great hustle from Shelton. Beats Delaire to the ball and then scores. And now Petar Bozic has to burn another timeout. 67-52. We still got 8 minutes and 17 seconds left to go.
Well, when you're trying to cut down a 15-point deficit, you've got to be near perfect. You've got to look after the basketball, and you can see 2 turnovers there from London Lions. And this one, again, another unforced error. I don't think Goodwin wanted to pass the ball. It just sort of slipped outside of his hands, and Ethan Wright said, thank you very much. They got away with one here. Connor Washington with an open 3, but it was Duke Shelton's energy that was unmatched there.
Good work from the former Newcastle Eagle just to beat out there and then score that basket which forced the Lions into the timeouts. I got a feeling that when you're speaking at the end of the game, if it stays like this, it's going to be that third quarter, isn't it?
Oh, of course, yeah, that was the defining point of that game so far. That's the quarter that really blew things open.
Of course, we've both been involved in basketball many years. You know a lead like this could just go a few minutes. If you see some die-hard London Lions fans in the arena, there's 4 of them that made the trip this evening to the Mattioli Arena. Of course, the guy second right, Pat, he's followed basketball, I think since the 90s. I remember seeing him at the Hemel Royals back in the 90s. I was a youngster then, you know, I was still a student, I'm just saying. But oh, that was it, that was a team. Because Pat stayed with the franchise all through the years. And then came the Lions, and obviously moved from Bletchley and Milton Keynes to London. As Shelton is called for the foul. Sandy in the lane. Shot doesn't go. Begovic saves it. Holloway got it. That's another time he's done that at the shot clock buzzer. Wow. 3 times the Lions have beat the shot clock buzzer. 2 of them from 2 Holloway.
That was deep as well, and good communication from the bench there. London Lions bench were shouting, shoot the ball, as that shot clock was winding down.
Right, spots up just in front of us. That 3 doesn't go. Another rebound for Begovic.
This is the opportunity here for Lions. All they want to do is try and make him a little bit more uncomfortable. Oh dear.
Shot though, too strong. Shelton has it. Drives all the way to the hoop and is fouled by Sandys. He goes up. Might send him to the line.
And that was the one we just needed. Begovic just to have a little bit more composure there. Well, here's Duke Shelton running the other way to the floor. Jaden Delaire seemed to have slipped there, and then a foul at the rim.
Eight points for Begovic tonight, but 14 rebounds.
Yeah, he's been really active. He hasn't had his usual game, though. He's been so good for this team. Begovic, he's been unbelievably impressive this year. I mean, really dominant, and I think it'd been really easy for him to fit into that. Okay, he's a 7-footer, he doesn't fit in this league, but I think Begovic's been able to adapt really, really well. He just hasn't quite been able to impact the game offensively as he has done in recent weeks for this club.
So Peterson on the ball, gives it up to Delaire. Aaron Rye, the March MVP. Peterson from the free throw line, no good. Shelton collects. Good hustle from him. Washington calling the play. Finds Wright. Ball goes out of bounds. Brooks was going to the bucket. Stays with the Riders. Pass inside, bit off target, and it's a turnover. Here come the Lions the other way. Need to get going. Holloway to the hoop. Goes out of bounds. Good defense from Thompson, who helps Holloway off the floor.
Credit to Holloway. They challenged Charles Thompson, don't they? They went straight at him, but it hasn't worked out a lot of the times, as he's been the one with 7 blocks so far this evening, and goodness me knows how many rearranged shots he's made.
Riders have it. Hunter, impressive once again this evening. To Thompson. Is he going to take Delaire on? Yes, he is. Spins, goes up, right-handed, too strong, kicked out. Thompson saves it. Good hustle from him. Another opportunity for the Riders. Of course, it burns a bit of clock, which is good for them when they're up by 14. Jackson. Shot clock running out. Too strong. And the battle for the ball. Abercrombie Rye going for it. They say Lions ball.
Oh, it's chippy under there. Every single loose ball, every rebound. You can see.
You feel like a few players will wake up with bruises tomorrow.
Yeah. There's definitely some more wounds going to be tomorrow morning.
Oh, good hustle from Hunter, and then unsportsmanlike foul call. This result in 2 free throws, a sideline ball one. But it's going against you, it's going against you.
Quick hands there from Jalen Hunter. You see, as soon as Delaire puts it on the floor, that's the advantage the guard has, because he's at that lower center of gravity. You know, 6'11" Delaire against 6'1" Jalen Hunter there. It's a big difference. You can see the quickness of Jalen Hunter there, anticipating the big guy putting on the floor. And then it's a double mistake there, because when you turn the ball over and you foul the open floor, that's when you're going to get caught there.
First one is missed. The former University of Ohio guard got one more, which he makes, and then sideline ball. So if Riders can get a basket on this possession, they can sort of pile on the misery for the Lions. It's not been a good night at all for them. Of course, no Obi Soko. Stuckman headed to the showers early after 2 technicals.
Brisker as well, injured.
Yep, it's just not going their way. The 12-game streak is ending unless something magical can happen in the final 5 minutes 20. And on that evidence, it probably won't. But you never know. Abercrombie with the miss. Rye has it quickly down the floor. Lions need quick offense now. Sandy airballs it, and the Riders come away with the ball. Right, into the lane, goes up, scores, and one opportunity.
Ethan Wright just weaving in and out the defense there. Fantastic move from him, and he's been positive. He's not a player that just relies on that perimeter shot. You see this initial sort of half pump fake, quick step. He's able to weave in and out the defense, takes the contact and finishes.
He left Peterson for dust. Makes the bonus. Begovic gets it to Delaire. Oh, that's nice. Off the glass and in. And they break the little Riders run. But they are down by 16. 4:10 to go in the ball game. It's a good hands from Holloway, but it remains with the Riders. Holloway just sort of adds that veteran presence I think they needed on this roster, obviously since Taylor left.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a mixed team here in the point guard position, especially. You'd want experience there.
Right, shot doesn't go. Delaire leaves the highest for that rebound. And Holloway has it. Right, fakes, drives, kicks it out. Delaire spots up. Too strong. Abercrombie collects.
It's a good look too. And that's the position they're in now. London needs everything to drop. And a little bit of luck as Jaden Delaire gets the steal.
Good hands for Hunter, but there is Holloway in clean-up duty. Right place, right time for 2 points.
And that's what you need now, a little bit of luck. A little bit of good fortune your way. Who knows what can happen? This game isn't over just yet.
Yeah, you feel Riders going to need just a few more buckets. Put it away completely. No joy in that one. Here come Lions quick the other way. Goodwin down the lane all the way. Scores! Oh, that was a tough shot at tight angle. Gets it to go. Rob Paternostro says, I need to talk this over. 3 minutes left in the ball game. It's a 12-point game.
Well, and that's when Matthew Goodwin is excellent. I think in the open floor, when he doesn't have to think about too much, you see him just turn on the jets. Good defense here from him. Doesn't foul. Stay straight up, does Matt Goodwin. And then open floor. Look at this speed and control. Tough finish. Could have been an and one.
I mean, you saw it from that angle, but if you saw it from the end, it was such a tight angle, wasn't it, going into the basket?
It was, and he's been thrust into the deep end here today. Again, somewhat limited options there at the guard spot. We saw Michael Brisker starting this game, but he's only played 2 minutes. He averages 14.5 points per game, so the young Brit, Matthew Goodwin, being thrust here into the limelight. 3 minutes left in this game. There's still time.
I can call him, of course, the former Manchester Giants, because that's what the team was when he played there.
That's right.
But I think it's been a good move for him. He gets opportunities to play, because obviously the Riders, their roster has changed around so much. They've had injuries. He does get a chance to play and prove himself. But I really didn't, like I said, enjoy that one, just simply because it's such a tight angle for the layup. So 3 minutes to go, 12 points the difference. It's not over yet. Pressure. Riders in the front court, and a whistle is called, and that is on Rye. So sideline ball. Just a second foul on Rye. Hunter gives it up to Abercrombie. Right. Back to Abercrombie, goes baseline. Call for travelling. So the Riders turn it over. The Lions get the ball back. Only 19 seconds have come off the clock. They need offense, and they need it quickly. And there's one way to get the points back, and
foul on the three-point shot. Wow. Wow. London Lions haven't been very good from the free throw line, and Terrell Holloway, this will be his first trip to the line today.
Sinks the first. Yeah, 56% before that one went in. The team shooting from the stripe. Makes the second. Ah, that's violation, and
wow, you don't see that very often. Off. Stepped over the line and basket waved off.
Now, at the moment, it's not important, but you don't know how important that could be at the end. 2:26 to go. It's a 10-point game. And Lions almost get the ball back.
Riders look a little nervy here.
They do. They really do. And this is a team they're playing against who've won 12 in a row, had to come back from deficits, and it's showing through at the moment. One or two buckets will put this game to bed, but Riders have been basket shy recently. What can they do on this trip? It's into Thompson. Cross-court pass, Abercrombie needs to shoot it. Goes up and in, they're going to wave it off and say shot clock violation. Wow.
That was close, wasn't it?
It was close.
Oh, I'd have to see that one back again. It was really close.
I thought on the live play he got it off just in time, but
it's hard. I could see.
Yeah, hard to tell. But the fact of the matter is, it's been waved off. So Lions, a chance to make it a single-digit game. Less than 2 minutes to go. tried to find Holloway, wasn't free, so Rye has it. Needs to do something. Delaire goes baseline and then steps out. 3-second violation on the line, so they turn it over. But they can't play like that, Ant, can they? They wasted too much time off the shot clock.
No, you've got to be a little bit more assertive there. And 16 turnovers now for London Lions. They've been plagued by that here today.
Of course, they're not back in action until Tuesday. The Lions back at home in the copper box. So Thompson, I think, was called for that foul.
For 3 seconds of the key again, is it?
Oh, 3-second key, sorry, I thought it was a foul call. You are correct. Camping in the lane, is that what we used to call it?
Yeah.
So Holloway in the ball. Clock is against Lions. Need to do something quickly. As Holloway spots up. Got it. 3 for 2 Holloway. And they get the ball back again. They're not done yet. It goes into Peterson. He's foul scored and won. The Lions are back in it.
Unbelievable. The turnover was created there, and then London Lions push the ball forward. And Tyler Pearson has a chance here to convert a 3-point play and make this a 4-point game.
What
well,
a turnaround.
Just this way, it's Tyler Pearson who gets the touch there for the turnover. And he attacks Jalen Hunter. What a finish.
Because Peterson had that big game at Bristol on Tuesday. And he's at the line now with a chance to make it a 4-point game.
Well, that's how you win 12 in a row, is that the never die mentality.
Which he does. They struggled with the free throws early on, but they've been making them here in the fourth. Full court pressure on Hunter. They've had an 8-second already this game. He's getting the ball in the front court. They just do to Thompson. But it's into Jackson. Lets his man, goes past him and score. Much needed basket.
Smart play there from Zach Jackson. With the peripheral vision there of a flying Jaden.
Oh, nice play. Holloway inside to Hadzibegovic, and that counts. And Petar Bozic shouting his team to full court pressure. Get on the players.
What you say about that stepping over the line for that free throw, whether it mattered or not, Niall, it would be a 3-point game if that was allowed.
Thank you for the remembering that. Right, to Jackson. A bucket here can put the game to bed. Jackson spots up. Ball game! Zach Jackson. Big three. Petar Bozic has to burn his last timeout. It is 78-71, 24.4 seconds to go. That could be it.
Well, you said it now, you said ball game, and that's exactly what Zach Jackson said after he hit this shot. He's sizing up Holloway. You can see he measured in his approach. Such a difficult shot.
If there's a man who's going to settle the game for you, is it Zach Jackson? Yes,
it's Zach Jackson, yes, it is indeed.
Wow. Just when you thought the Riders had possibly, maybe thrown it away, they come up with an absolutely huge bucket. Seven points is not impossible, but it's improbable.
Yep, I agree. But look, you know, this London Lions team, if nothing else, they have an abundance of resilience here, and that's something I will commend. You know, they was all over for them, but they found a way to.
They never let their heads go down, did they? Even when they're struggling, they still kept at it. They kept the substitutions going. They got the right sort of five on the floor. And, you know, they gave themselves a chance. And then Zach Jackson turned around and said, sorry, it's my night.
Oh, Pat Austria getting involved in the action here.
Peterson gets it in. Holloway spots up. Doesn't go. Abercrombie with the rebound. And it's going to be a Riders' ball. Had that gone in, maybe, just maybe, it could have been a nervy ending, but we're going to have a timeout now. Leicester Riders, Rob Paternostro wants to secure this win. Of course, coming into tonight, and they'd lost 3 of the last 5 championship games, haven't they? And they'd lost 2 by 1 point. Close games haven't been the Riders' friend of late.
They haven't, no. So, you know, this, you can see as well the nervy ending as well. This could have went a different way. Remember, you know, this was a 4-point game. It's one of those situations where this could have went those way as well. But they dug deep. They found a hero in Zach Jackson again, who delivers. But I think more importantly for the team, it's a win against London Lions, who are sitting top of the league right now.
So there'll be a few Sharks fans watching us, sort of begrudgingly supporting the Riders tonight. Got to keep this battle alive. But, you know, that said, Lions, if they're going to lose 12 games in a row, very impressive.
Yeah, just trying to digest that sentence you just said there. Sheffield Sharks cheering for the Leicester Riders. That's not something you ever, you never hear that. But no, this is huge for Sheffield Sharks and Leicester Riders here today.
Well, they won't be cheering. It'll be like a polite golf clap and then get on with their weekend. So 19.3 seconds left to go. Right to get it in bounds. It's into Jackson. Goes baseline. They haven't fouled him. They tried to. Gives up to Wright. And I think the Lions have conceded. It's not their night. Of course, the head-to-head is still alive in this one. Every basket counts. And you know, if Dan Rowledge was sitting here now, and every point counts because the head-to-head is still alive.
That's exactly it. You're right. Leicester Riders will go 2-1 in this head-to-head, and it could come down to that. But of course, Leicester Riders have to figure out a way to beat London Lions down in the capital.
So Abercrombie to the line.
He hit some big shots, didn't he? Those back-to-back threes he hit there after having a really cold first half.
Have we spoken about MVP for tonight? I've just seen Zach Jackson's the man, isn't he?
He's the man.
You're not going to ask him about the first half, though, are you?
No. I mean, that's what makes his second half so impressive.
There you go, play to the buzzer. Dallaire trying to get a shot off, but that will do it. The streak is over. Unlucky 13 for London Lions. Their 12-game streak has ended, and it's the Leicester Riders who have beaten them 80-71. And the title race is still on. The Riders are alive, the Lions are obviously still in control, and the Sharks are still in there.
That's exactly it, and there's a reason why not too many teams go 12 in a row, because it's really hard to do now, and especially in a league like this year where there's so much parity, there's so much competition. And what this does now, it makes things a little bit more interesting as we get to the last stages of this season for the hunt for the championship. This once, or looked to be invincible London Lions team now looks a little bit more beatable. And what does this do now for the rest of the clubs around the league, and as they try and challenge the London Lions?
So Rob Paternostro having a post-game chat with his guys, and then they applaud the fans. So we're going to get some highlights from that. What a ball game we had. A game of 2 halves is probably a way of saying it as we look back on this.
That's exactly it. It was a game of 2 halves, you know, complete contrast. The first half was very stingy, very defense orientated, but it was the third quarter that really blew open for the Leicester Riders.
So I'm going to let Ant go across to do some interviews slightly as we look back at the highlights. Just the way they're able to get in, of course, the 3-pointers that came in that second half as well. We had some big performances. Nazan has said, Zach Jackson, what an amazing game for him. Thompson, what a game for him. I think he tied his career high in blocks tonight, but also got some much needed scoring going. And Wright, what a game for him. He really got the riders going early on. And Delera struggled at times, but second half played so much better. Both teams won't be happy with some of the turnovers they had tonight. It's a big, big performance. And just look at that play from Shelton, able to beat his man to the ball. And Holloway, I was really impressed with his performance tonight. The veteran sort of finding his feet now with the Lions. And then this is a play that helped bring the game back in. And then Jackson says, you know what? It's time to call it a night. That was the bucket that did it. What a game from him. So now let's have a look at the stats. Some good numbers there. So you see, 3-point percentage wasn't great, but field goal shooting, 42% for the visitors, 59% for the home side, pretty good. Rebounding battle won by the Lions. That'll be in part to Hadzik Begovic. I think he tied his career high in the competition. The assist battle being won by the home side, of course. Hunt over that. So we are going to get some interviews now, and Ant has gone over to speak to Zach Jackson.
Zach, coming into this game, you're facing a London Lions team. They're on a 12-game winning streak. You've had a whole week to prepare for these guys. How do you reflect on that win?
Yeah, I think we did a good job defensively. We've been struggling offensively, but our defense has been solid. I think we continue that today.
And then for you, look, it was one of those games for you in the first half. You had foul trouble. You had to sit down a lot. You had 0 points at halftime, and then came in with 17 points to help this win.
Yeah, last time up in London, I got in foul trouble as well. I just want to make sure I came out aggressive in the second half.
And then it wasn't plain sailing. You had a big third quarter, which the surge was led by yourself. But then the London Lions came back in that fourth quarter, made things a little bit tight at the end, 4-point game, and then you pop up, hit a big three. Talk us through that last play.
Yeah, it's just trying to settle the team down. We're making some careless turnovers, and I knew I just want to use the whole clock and try to get a shot off.
I mean, you're a team as well that your losses have been really close. You've had some heartbreaking losses here. What do you think a win like this can do for the group?
I mean, we need to learn how to win close games, and I think we struggle with that all year. We could be right at the top of the table if we win 3 or 4 of those games. So I think going forward, if we can continue to win games like this, we'll be in good shape.
Well, there's another MVP performance from you. Congrats. Enjoy the win.
Thank you. Thanks.
So Zach Jackson speaking there to Ant Rowe. Of course, he had that first half where he's very quiet, 2 fouls, and he sat for the rest, but of course exploded into life second half. 17 points for him, got 4 assists and 4 rebounds as well. And of course he made the killer bucket to end the game that you see on your screen there. That did it. So now we're going to hear from Ant Rowe. He's speaking to the winning coach, Rob Paternostro.
There's no denying, coming into this game, London Lions on a 12-game winning streak. You guys weren't on great form. The losses that you've had have all been really close. This could have been another loss here. How does that win look for the group?
Yeah, I thought, first half defensively, we were excellent. We gave them some offensive rebounds, but to hold them in the 20s in the first half, and then that third quarter, we really exploded. We started making the 3-point shot. We were 1 for 13 at halftime. Third quarter, we shot the ball well, and then we had to hang on a little bit at the end. It is what it is. We found a way to get it over the line. I thought Jackson made some big plays when we needed them.
You said pre-game, your team has to compete on the defensive end. They have to limit points in the paint, transition, and battle on the rebounds. Are you happy with how your team's competed in those areas?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we've been happy the last 4 or 5 games or so. Ever since Manchester, we've been really focusing on that end of the floor, and I thought tonight we really did that. That was excellent. And, yeah, we had some timely shooting when we needed it. We've been playing well at home in the league here, only 1 loss. So, yeah, great night, great crowd. Really proud of the guys' effort.
You really get a feel for the intensity today. It felt like playoff basketball to me, just watching on the side. Defensively, in the first half in particular, everything was stingy. Ethan Wright gives you good contributions there, 9 points for him in the first quarter. But Zach Jackson, 0 points at halftime, 2 fouls. He was some players get iced out of games, but 17 big points and a massive shot at the end from Zach Jackson. Just comment on his play.
Well, he had the 2, and we had the lead, and I thought to myself, hey, let's have him fresh for the second half. And it certainly worked out because he came out there, played the whole 20 minutes, and certainly had a little bounce in his step. So Zach's that type of player. We know we can rely on him for big plays, but a team effort, even the bench. I thought the bench came in today. He did a really good job.
I mean, you look at the losses that you've had this year, you've been organised, you've been competitive. One-shot games a lot of the times have been close. But winning a close game like this, what do you think this can do for the group?
It's important for us to close it out. Yeah, you're right. You know, 2 or 3, 4 of them, maybe 5 of them. We've come down to the last few plays, but I'm really happy with the effort and the commitment. The preparation this week was on point.
Another big game for you, Coach. You got it done. Congrats.
Thank you.
So let's take a look at what's been happening in Super League. So obviously confirmation of our score, 80-71 in favour of Leicester Riders. Manchester Basketball beating Bristol Flyers 91-80. Good win for them. But Surrey 89ers winning 88-81 at Newcastle Eagles. That is a fantastic scoreline for the side from Guildford. Don't forget we've got 3 more games coming up on Sunday. The Sharks are back in action. They would have enjoyed tonight, but then also they want to get a win and get closer to Lions themselves. They take on Bristol Flyers. Caledonia Gladiators take on Leicester Riders, and Cheshire Phoenix taking on Surrey 89ers. So it's going to be goodbye from myself, my man, who's raced all the way back as if he's running a fast break. He's still playing. But that will do it from the Mattioli Arena, where the 12-game streak for the London Lions has ended. They've lost game number 13. It's the Riders who win it. And the title race is still on. For Andro, I'm Niall Gray. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on DAZN, and good night.
Where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.